Hey, folks, welcome. Welcome to the weekly United Regional Chamber of Commerce's updates. We try and bring you some interesting guests and keep you informed on some of the stuff that's going on in the community. And today I am joined by two women from Amego, and I'm going to let them talk a little bit more. But our first guest is Kate Bray. She's the Vice President of Marketing and Development. And we also have Ms. Julie Hayes. She's the Vice President of Consulting Services. So, ladies, welcome. Thanks for coming on the show. Kate, tell us a little bit about Kate first.
So I can briefly tell you about Amego. We're a nonprofit located in Attleboro. We just celebrated our 50th anniversary. So we've been serving individuals and their families with autism and other developmental disabilities for 50 years.
And Julie?
Yeah. Us today. I've been working with Amego for the past 13 years. I am a behavior analyst. I work with children and families with autism, supporting them in their homes, in communities, and in our center-based locations.
And you have more than one location. Where are some of the other offices?
We do. So we have a clinic for children right in Norton, and we also have a clinic for children in Franklin. Amego, as an organization, has an adult service division located in Attleboro. We have our children's school located in Franklin, and we have another adult service division located in Northborough and Weymouth.
It's been a phenomenal organization. We've been partners with them for many, many years, John Randall and the team over there, and we appreciate everything that you do for our local folks here in the community. So I got a couple quick questions, and you can decide who wants to answer them for us. What are some of the early signs of autism?
Sure. So we see children as really as early, I would say the time that we start working with children is somewhere around that 18 to 24 months when a child may receive their initial diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder. So some of those early signs and symptoms that a parent may notice usually starts with decreased communication skills. So that child may not be developing some typical milestones specifically around some communication. They may have some decreased social skills, maybe not responding to their name, not making eye contact. So typically at those early ages is when an early intervention program would be involved and starts providing some supportive services and may make a recommendation whether or not that child would be best suited to get an autism evaluation.
Well, first, I should have asked this question first. What is autism?
Sure. Autism is a neurological disorder that really there's no identified root cause for it, but a child is demonstrating skill deficits in a variety of domains. Typically, it's that communication, social, there could be some repetitive restricted patterns of behavior and interest. So the services that we provide address those skill deficits to support that child in gaining those skills.
So if I was a young parent, what should I do if I think my child is showing signs of autism or some developmental delays? What should I do?
Yeah, I mean, the first step is definitely going to be reaching out to that pediatrician, having a really collaborative relationship there, and a pediatrician that you trust and can help you and support you through this process. Again, if your child is under the age of 3 in the state of Massachusetts, getting early intervention involved. Really early access to treatment and care is going to provide the best long-term outcomes for the children that we work with. So the earlier a child is able to receive their diagnosis, the sooner that they can start treatment. There's a lot of support and research in the field that demonstrates that early diagnosis, early treatment provides that best long-term outcomes.
Now, do you get referrals from the pediatrician?
Yep, we absolutely do. So as part of our service package, we have a diagnostic clinic where we have psychologists that provide that diagnostic evaluation. So they're really skilled and trained looking at whether or not a child meets criteria for an autism diagnosis.
Now, a pediatrician really isn't trained that would know all of the different signs. So their next step would be to contact Amego and ask for an interview or at least an appointment. Absolutely. So that your folks could take a look.
Absolutely, exactly. The pediatrician, they're doing some initial screenings. So if a parent is, again, really able to communicate some of their concerns that they may be having, but sometimes those parents aren't aware of those developmental delays. So by doing those initial screening tools at the pediatrician, that pediatrician is able to kind of take a look and make those referrals based upon if a child's not meeting some developmental milestones as expected within, identified timeframes.
And we also take referrals from other sources. So daycares, preschools, early intervention providers that are interacting with young kids and who have concerns about their development. We take referrals from them too.
Okay, so this next question is kind of a twofold question. If my pediatrician says that, I think your child is showing some signs, how long is a wait for an assessment? And how should I prepare myself and my child for an assessment?
Yeah, so we're really, doing our best to reduce those wait times for families. This is such a crucial time, especially, when we're working with young children enrolled in that early intervention time frame, having that early access to care. So, we're seeing our children anywhere between, 6 to 8 weeks from that referral. So we're really trying to do our best to reduce those wait times.
And what should we do to prepare for an assessment?
Honestly, there's not a whole lot of preparing necessarily. A lot of it is, really our psychologists, again, they're specifically trained and they focus a lot on this. So being able to identify autism versus potential some other developmental delays. So, it's really kind of having a nice conversation with those families, those parents, talking about that developmental history of the child thus far, doing any concerns that they're having. And then from there, our psychologists are going to be implementing specific testing instruments for autism, a lot of observation of the child, observation in the child's natural environment in their home setting. So as far as a parent, it's being able to, just communicate any of their concerns.
Okay, so now, my pediatrician has sent me over to Amego. Amego has done their assessment, and my child has been diagnosed with either autism or another developmental issue. What's my next step?
Sure. If a child does qualify for a diagnosis of an autism spectrum disorder, we are able to provide the treatment for that. So the authorized treatment through health insurance is applied behavior analysis. So the acronym, the ABA services. So ABA services involve a licensed behavior analyst that is there overseeing a child's services. The behavior analyst creates a treatment plan specific to each child that outlines goals and objectives that we would target for that child's treatment.
Okay, and what are some of the evidence-based treatment options for somebody that has autism?
So really, it is going to be that applied behavior analysis. So that's the only evidence-based treatment that is authorized by insurance. Families, often also supplement some of their services. They could have speech services from a speech and language pathologist. They could have occupational therapy. They could have physical therapy. So some of those ancillary services is typically involved in a child's treatment team, especially in the early intervention stage.
Okay, and not that either one of you ladies would be an expert on this, but where does the insurance companies come in? How much of this is covered, by your health insurance? Is there extra insurance that needs to be bought? Help me with that a little bit.
Yeah, so this is a covered service. It is a state law in Massachusetts to cover applied behavior analysis to treat the diagnosis of autism. So, obviously every individual plan is unique, but we are an in-network provider with all insurance companies, and we also accept Mass Health for those families as well. So that's not a barrier for us to be able to service any of our clients.
Okay, well, besides the consultative services, Kate, tell us some of the other services that are offered by Amego. I know that we had you on a month or so ago, and we were talking about the jobs and things, but tell us a little bit more of opportunities that are available.
So in the clinic that Julie supervises, we have a clinic-based service that offers social skills groups and an early learning environment that individuals, young children with autism can attend during the day and interact with other students. That clinic also has a home-based program and early intervention, which serves children in their homes along with their families and works on those identified areas that need work, and also teaches the parents how to interact and teach their child. So outside of the clinic, kind of the next step is a school-based service. We do offer a private education school for children with autism. And those children meet a certain criteria that they need to be educated outside of their school district. So some of those students just attend our day school. Others also attend our residential program, which is located in Franklin. So they attend the school and then they also live in our residential homes, and then are really integrated into the community as far as jobs and interactions with local community members. And then we have our adult service division. So that's individuals who have aged out of the school district support when they turn 22. And those programs, similar to our children's services, are a day habilitation program for adults. So those focus on social skills, job skills, daily living skills. And then we also have group homes for adults located throughout the Southeast.
No, you've been a huge part of the Attleboro area since I've been around, and it's more than 50 years here that you just celebrated your 50 years. Tell the public, how can they get involved? How can they help you?
That's a great question. So we're always looking for partnerships with local businesses. We really are looking for meaningful employment for many of our adults who attend our day program. They have wonderful job skills, and we're looking for partners to place them either for volunteer or paid work experience in our community.
No, it's been a wonderful program. I know several folks that have some of our members that have some of your clients or who work for them, and they just rave about them.
Oh, good. Yeah, we're very grateful for the partnership.
Oh, it's worked out really, really well, and I'm hoping that some of the other businesses will at least reach out, have a conversation with you. Because you folks do such a great job, and right now everybody is looking for help.
Right.
All of my members are saying it's very tough to find a worker who's willing to come in and put the time in. So I'm hoping some of my folks will reach out and have a conversation with you. So any last minute thoughts?
I think the thought, I think having a child with autism can be very overwhelming for many people. And I just want people to know that Amego is here to help you and your family in the assessment and diagnosis and treatment process through their lifespan. So we really do treat the entire lifespan. So 18 months to 100 years is our services that we offer.
We had an event over there a short while ago. I don't know if you'll know this. What is the age of your oldest client?
That's a great question. So our oldest clients, we actually have clients that we have served for 45 to 50 years. Yep. So they're in their 60s and 70s now.
So there is some place for everybody.
And
Amego is definitely one of them.
Yes.
Well, ladies, thank you very much for taking the time to come on the show today. I know that James has put your contact information down below, but if anybody would like to get a hold of or need an introduction to either one of these ladies, reach out here to the chamber. We'd be glad to do that. I want to shout out to James Friedman and the team over there at AACS, our producers, and they put up with me every week because I'm sometimes computer challenged and we have issues. But folks, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Okay.